Talk to me like, look, on a serious note, I mean, like, is there a moment, I would imagine there's more than one moment with Chadwick's passing where you ask yourself the question before tackling this, or even ask Feige and say, like, you know what, this might not be right for me. Like, the emotional toll for
Yeah,
me, all
yeah,
of this, maybe
yeah,
I need to bow out of it.
yeah. I would say like in the days following the news, it was a lot of that, and thankfully I was given some space. After a lot of reflection, those feelings didn't ever really come back again, because I think the way that Chad lived, specifically those last years of his life, it didn't make any sense to stop, because we were hurting, because he did so much while he was hurting, you know.
Congratulations, man, on the film. This is an astonishing achievement. It's entertaining and emotional as all your work has been, but maybe this one the most so thus far. So big congrats.
Thanks so much.
Let's talk a little bit about just the bar for a film like this, because look, the first Black Panther, the mantra was it became more than a movie; it was a movement. And that's a high bar to reach for any movie. And then there are all the other factors that go into something like this. What's your own metric for success on Wakanda Forever?
I don't know if I had one while we were making it. If anything, it was like our own instincts and our own tastes while we were with our filmmaking family. It was a very collaborative process. This was a movie that like almost forced collaboration, if that makes sense. Like with us exploring other cultures, and it's 7 languages spoken in this film. So like it would be it would be whole scenes in a language that I didn't speak. That nobody on set spoke except for our cultural consultant that would be there, or our linguistic consultant. So it was a film where we were constantly like checking our own work and going to our partners and saying, hey, is this working? Like what do you think about this? Or hey man, I'm having a tough time today, because of X, Y, and Z. I might need help picking up the slack. It was a true group effort. So I would say our metric of success through making it was our own taste, our own instincts.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you surround yourself with the best, and the best is going to come out of it. So clearly, that's what you did.
That's true, man. It was a lot of days where I felt like I was like the dumbest person on set, which is a good thing when you're a director,
Hey, you're the ringmaster. You got to know who to ask the right questions to, right? You mentioned early on about sort of like expanding the world and different cultures, etc. Like, look, you could have just like spent the entire time in Wakanda and it would have been good, but you've created this whole. Bringing in Tenoch and Namor is amazing, and like, look,
cool.
You set the bar again. Killmonger, iconic villain from the first one. But what you have in Namor, which is, maybe outside of the Marvel diehards, maybe most people aren't going to be familiar with him. And like, I'm a Marvel fan, and like, that's a character that's tough to pull off and make credible and resonant and real. And you did it. Can you talk to me about like what the approach is to making a character like Namor charismatic and even relatable, even though he's your antagonist?
Yeah. Absolutely, I could talk about that. We read a lot of Namor books, and I was familiar with the character. I always liked the character. He's a character that you either like love to love or you love to hate.
Right.
And there's something that's relatable and enviable about him. Like that. He's got like a few core things that are Namor things. He's got dark hair. He walks around in his underwear. He has wings on his feet. He's very strong. He's very arrogant. He's charismatic. He likes to hit on other people's wives. And he's very dangerous. Like that. All of those things. He's a child of two worlds, so doesn't really totally fit in either one, and wears that as a chip on his shoulder. And he's also extremely xenophobic. Like if it's kind of like. There's Atlantis and then there's everybody else, so like those are like the key principles that I felt like we had to adapt. We couldn't change those things, about him and bringing him to life. But this had to be a character that was organic to Black Panther. You know what I mean? It had to be a character that was organic to the themes that made that movie what it was, and it also needed to exist in the pantheon of other films. I really liked Aquaman. I like Disney's Atlantis, the cartoon that came out when we were younger. Sure. I love those films. So I want to give the audience something that's different from those things. You know what I mean? Like in a perfect world, when we were making it, it's like, okay, you could watch this, You know, and if you wanted to, go watch those other movies and not feel like either one of them was taken away from the other. You know, they feel like different things. So often because we do come from, you know, we are here in the States, raised in a society that has a Western bent. You know, a lot of the myths that we pull from that are common knowledge are, you know, are Western myths. You know, so Plato's Atlantis is the one that we know. That's the one that kind of gets the most run in our fiction. But there are a lot of other examples around the world of a similar story of a continent that sank, or people that went into the water and were lost and maybe they're still there, you know, or spirits that are down in the water. You know, that's a human thing that you know Greco-Roman culture doesn't claim ownership of exclusively. So once we unlocked ourselves from that, you know, we were able to kind of look at it from like, yo, what would make sense for us? And that was when we looked to the Americas. Another place that had a deep history of colonization. That was, but also some key differences there from what happened there and what happened on the continent. And once we did that, you know, it started to make a whole lot of sense.
One of the many aspects that is very enjoyable about the film, like in the first one, again, you set the bar so high with the soundtrack. So can I ask you a little bit about getting Rihanna involved? Because look, it's tough to get new music out of Rihanna.
Yeah.
So do you have the magic touch? Did you have the magic number? Was it much of a struggle? What?
Nah, it's not. It wasn't a magic touch, and I wouldn't call it necessarily a struggle either. We had a benefit of having incredible talent on our cast and incredible talent on our crew. The great Ludwig Göransson is not only a film composer, he's also a hit record producer. You know, very well respected in that industry as well. So I think that we had a lot of things going for us, and it was more with Rihanna. I think it was just more about timing and what she personally was motivated to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think if she didn't feel compelled to do something, I don't think I could convince her. You know what I'm saying?
What's that moment like when you get the soundtrack, when you get the song or two from her?
It's overwhelming, man. It's overwhelming, and that song is kind of like a movie in a way. Like in how it came together. It took many years. You know, Ludwig pieced the beat together from music that he had composed on different continents at different times in his life. He asked me to write some words that would become the chorus. And like I was thinking about Chad. I was thinking about my own life and how I've changed since the last film personally. I think that speaks to like kind of why the song feels like a lullaby. You know, that was kind of how I saw it, like a lullaby that could go both ways. And we got to work with we got to go to Nigeria and work with the great Thames, and she opened herself up to it and gave us some words, you know, some incredible words that were just like heartfelt from her soul. And Rihanna brought it home, you know. But that song touched a lot of people, just like in making it. And when she got done playing it for me, she said, "Yo, I was trying to honor his family. I was trying to honor him being Chad, you know." So if anybody, you know, convinced her, it was him.
One thing I want to hit. Look, you're the De Niro to your Scorsese. Michael B has just made his directing debut.
Yeah.
Creed is close to your heart too. I know you're a producer.
Big time.
I know you are a key part of that. We're blown away by the trailer. What Jonathan Majors is bringing looks really special.
If you like the trailer, you're gonna love the movie.
What do you think of what Michael B did as a director first time out?
It's fantastic. He did a fantastic job. Thoroughly impressed. I called him the first time I saw the director's cut. I'm just proud of everybody involved, man. We helped produce it with my company at Proximity. There's a lot of cultural representation in it. I think the young actress who plays Amara Creed is gonna knock people out. Young deaf actress. And like this film, it has a lot of different languages in it. You know, it feels like a worldly film with ASL and Spanish in addition to English. I think Mike and Major's work in it, you know, along with Tessa and Felicia and Wood Harris, but Mike and Jonathan's work in it is just astounding, man. Like, you know, you watch some of those scenes and you kind of have a lump in your throat the whole time.
I'll let you go on this, man. You're just about finishing the first decade of your feature film directing career, and it's remarkable to look at. You're 4 for 4 as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's kind.
But look ahead for me for a second, because like it strikes me, you have your pick. Like you could do franchise films the rest of your life, but my guess is your interests. Look, you look at Fruitvale, look at Creed. I mean, yes, Creed is a franchise movie, but it's a grounded, emotional movie, and so are the Black Panther movies. What's the mantra to yourself going forward? What do the next 10 years look like for
Man,
Coogler?
I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not sure. I'm just grateful, man. Grateful to be in this position. Grateful to have had the opportunities to make the films that I've had, you know, and grateful to be here now, man. Like I'm just happy to have this job, bro. To be honest with you, cause you know, like you said, I've been doing it for 10 years, but you know, there was a lot of years when I wasn't doing it. You know, a lot of years when I was making short films, begging people to watch them, or sending them to festivals and getting denied. You know, people that part of my life isn't publicized, you know, but it's very real. It's still very close to me, and I what I'll say is, whatever I do professionally going forth, I'm gonna still hold on to this feeling. You know what I mean? The feeling of graciousness and gratefulness, to be doing this thing and to have the ability to make things that will get out there for people to see, you know.